I was born in the hills of Pennsylvania, in a small town by the name of DuBois. My stepfather was a welder, and he moved us out of DuBois into the Pittsburgh area. There were just the three of us. My mother and I had a very close relationship. She was brilliant. I don't use that word casually about anybody. I had already entered the monastery. I was 16. I was sent to a local doctor with what everybody thought was a sprained back of some type. As each doctor examined me, I felt the tension in the room get higher and higher. Suddenly, the third doctor came in and he said, "My dear child, I am sorry to tell you this, but you have polio. We have an ambulance on the way." When they took me into the hospital, my mother and father were already standing at the end of the walkway into the front door. It was a most poignant moment. I remember their faces. I remember thinking that somehow or other, what had happened to me was hurting them more than it was hurting me. And it's funny because I said to myself, I have to get well. This is going to kill them. I have to get well. And it was a dry. I never for a moment, therefore, thought I wasn't going to get well. At that time, you were rolled down a hall and lowered into a boiling hot water tank. It was probably very helpful, but I can't tell you how traumatic it was. When I look back at those moments now, I realize, I say to myself, my Lord in heaven, 16. And then I say to myself, what a wonderful passage into adulthood, to have literally been tried by fire and survived. Well, there's no doubt about the transformation that came to me during that period. When I sit here and go inside now and say, what was really operating in you? Fear. Fear I'd be rejected. Fear that I couldn't function. Fear that I couldn't succeed. Fear that I'd be left behind. But the other side of the scar is survival. You can survive anything. You can survive. You have to decide to survive. All you have left now is to choose how you will live.